Hello Internet and welcome to another video of BattleSpot Live as we start getting everything loaded. Hopefully you watched the videos last week using this different Trick Room team with Oranguru and Torkoal and Metagross and all sort of bits and bobs like that. Here we go. And here it is. So yeah, it's a little bit different to the sort of teams I normally use, but I do quite like it, to be honest. It's pretty solid. I am very comfortable with hard Trick Room teams, but let's see who we get this week. You never know who we're going to get, do we? So let's find someone, and here we go straight away from the United States of America. We find this person with a Tapu Fini. Okay, he's got double water. Okay, so Tapu Fini is a little bit of an issue for us, maybe, with this team. I don't know. Like, as far as water types go, Araquanid is the big problem for us. But Tapu Fini is a close second, maybe, I suppose. Celesteela is not something that you actually see that commonly, really, anymore. Garchomp, very common, obviously. Muck, maybe going down a little bit, but still very good. Porygon, Gyarados. You don't see too many Gyarados actually too often now, do you? But I'm feeling quite safe going with Oranguru and Metagross actually, with Snorlax and Torkoal in the back. I think I'm pretty happy with these, I think. So one thing about Tapu Fini is it's not that offensive. So if I do get into a situation where I've got Snorlax out in front of it, I can belly drum in front of it, and it can't really do much to stop that. If they did have maybe something like an Arcanine, this is the one team in the million blooming teams in the world at the moment that don't have an Arcanine on it, apparently. Then they can't Will-O-Wisp in the Psychic Fairy terrain rather as well. So there you go. That's what I'm trying to say. But we'll see how this goes. The explosion is quite obvious as well. He could just go for a Tectonic Rage. Yeah, he's next to a Muck into my Metagross straight away. I don't really want to switch anything into that. Oranguru can survive a knockoff, so I'm just going to go for a Trick Room and explode here and see how it goes. I don't know, like, I suppose being able to protect Metagross here would be quite handy. This is probably the Celesteela coming in. Maybe he's just going for an Earthquake then. And I hope he is, because Metagross can survive an Earthquake. Unless it's banded or life orbed. So yeah, that's not banded or life orbed. So yeah, goodbye Garchomp. And Celesteela should take like a good half, I guess, from this explosion too. Yeah, almost half. So yeah, I'll have that. I'll definitely take that, because I can get a free switch into my Torkoal now and start erupting and instructing, unless he has got Wide Guard on his Celesteela, which you don't really see that much, but it is always an option. Nice that we got rid of the Garchomp there too, because that is one of his fire resists. So if he's got his Tapu Fini, I'm sort of maybe expecting that to come in now, just because his Celesteela is the one that is sitting out there and it is weak to fire. But no, we get the Muck. If Muck is... well, I don't know, Muck might not be slower than Oranguru. I mean, if his Muck is adamant, then my Oranguru might even be faster in Trick Room here. So, what do you think the chances are of the Celesteela having Wide Guard? Should I just go straight for an Eruption and Instruct? If the Muck is slower than the Oranguru here, he could get a knockoff onto one of them and put himself into a slightly better position here. And I do kind of have to watch out for Torkoal here, because it is really my only way of dealing with the Celesteela. But no, there's no Wide Guards coming out, and this Oranguru is absolute minimum speed. So yeah, I outspeed the Muck in Trick Room and can just get this off. So yeah, this is going to be a very quick game one, and yeah, I if he's got Tapu Fini, then maybe he'll bring it in, but it's not really going to do much, because I can just flamethrower now very safely into the Celesteela. He did just protect with it, and I have got Snorlax in the back, yeah. So he decides to not bother pressing the run button. He just turns his DS off or his internet off or whatever. So thank you very much, Mr. Person from America or wherever you were from. I think it was America, that one, wasn't it? So there we go. Let's look for another game. The points will come through eventually. It's a very quick one. So yeah. If this next game goes by quite quickly, maybe we'll get a bumper episode here. As you'll find someone with a pretty decent rating actually. So you know, a higher rating. And ooh, Snorlax is an issue for this team potentially. Cursed Snorlax is very nasty for this team. He has got his own rain options there too. Tapu Koko, another Celesteela actually, and another Garchomp too. So how do you want to go about this? I don't know. I'm pretty sure in the first video last week, we came across a similar-ish team, and I went with Lilligant Torkoal. I could do the same, but the Garchomp does scare me a little bit. I don't think he'll lead with the Garchomp though. I don't know. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. Yeah, I think actually he probably will lead with the Garchomp. Thinking about it a bit more. So, what do we want to do about that then? I'm just going to go the same way. Definitely want Torkoal. But do we want Lilligant here? Or do we want Snorlax? Am I going full Trick Room or am I going partial Trick Room? I think we're going to go full Trick Room. I think Snorlax is quite nice. Snorlax, you know, with the berry, Snorlax does do very well against Garchomp too. So, you know, we'll see how this goes. It's always interesting how these weather wars go. You know, switching and whatnot. I have got Sunny Day on my Lilligant too. So Lilligant really was an option here. But I don't know, maybe I've just got lots of confidence in my Trick Room mode. So actually he doesn't lead with the Garchomp, which does surprise me. So I am going to go for a Trick Room here. And I don't have to explode. Got Torkoal, I've got Snorlax. Celesteela, yeah, Celesteela in rain could be a problem. Interesting that he went that way though. I'm going to Meteor Mash the Tapu Koko, I think. Okay, I could Hammer Arm the Celesteela, but not sure where that would get me. I'm gonna lock myself into Meteor Mash. I mean, obviously he has got water switch-ins, so that's why I'm thinking maybe I could have gone for the Zen Headbutt route, but that actually did a lot of damage. And it actually goes for a Leech Seed onto the onto the Metagross too. So I mean, I think the Leech Seed is actually going to take Metagross out here, which is kind of funny because he's not going to get his Beast Boost from it. And yeah, it goes down. But it does mean that we've lost a Pokemon, which is never nice in a weather war. I do have to put Torkoal out though, because we kind of need to get into this. But it does mean that he's going to have a fairly free switch into his Pelipper, which is not very nice. I mean, is it gonna? Which one is it gonna switch out? It's probably gonna switch the. I would imagine the Tapu Koko into the Pelipper, because Celesteela can quite easily take, you know, flamethrowers or eruptions in rain. I would imagine. But do we want to try and predict anything like that? Tapu Koko could just protect as well. How certain am I that it's going to be the Tapu Koko that switches out? Because Celesteela is the one that is weak to fire. So I'm thinking of not instructing here, but actually going for a Psy Shock. Because if it is the Pelipper that comes in, a Psy Shock and an Eruption is probably not going to survive. So with this Tapu Koko switching out, is this the Pelipper coming in? It is the Pelipper coming in. Okay, so we're we're making the right moves. It's to be seen if we're making the right moves or not. But I called that move right, and I'm hoping that a Psy Shock. No, Psy Shock's not going to knock Pelipper out from there, is it? Psy Shock's not that powerful. Yeah, nowhere near. Nowhere near. And he does just go for that straight onto the toggle. Okay, so yeah, Celesteela didn't take much from that. My Torkoal switching out is very obvious. He might even just switch his Pelipper out again. He's probably going to Leech Seed my Oranguru here, but I can't really stop that. Well, I mean, obviously I can't stop it with Protect, but then if his Pelipper did want to switch out for the Weather War in the future, I wouldn't be able to punish maybe a Tapu Koko switching in on that. Yeah. So, I am going to go for a Psyshock onto the Pelipper and switch into Snorlax. Do we want a Psyshock? Yeah, we'll Psyshock. Just because it doesn't really matter too much if the Celesteela gets some health back, because I'm hoping that we're going to get into the position where we've got the sun up and we can just knock it out in one hit with a flamethrower. So, yep, Leech Seed. Yeah, we should have gone for the Protect. Hindsight is wonderful, isn't it? But I don't know. I mean, we're not in the worst of positions. His Pelipper is bound to switch out here, though. I think. But what into? Tapu Koko or one of the others? Probably the Snorlax, I would imagine. That would be the scariest thing. Yeah, that would be the scariest thing. Celesteela doesn't threaten the Snorlax too much. You know, I'm thinking of actually going for a Psyshock into the Pelipper. I'm going for a Belly Drum. I think with the combination of Trick Room and Sun, yeah, because he's probably just going to Leech Seed here. His team is a little bit passive, so I can Belly Drum here. And, like, if he Leech Seeds, then good for him, but I don't know. We're at +6 now. And I suppose we might have to worry about speed ties maybe with Snorlax. There is still the Weather War to worry about as well, but we've got +6 Snorlax. And +6 Snorlax is a scary thing. So, okay. We've got all these Leech Seed turns going off now. How many turns of Trick Room have we got, though? Okay, so this is the last turn of Trick Room. So I can kind of see his Snorlax protecting. Some Snorlax don't have Protect, though. So, I mean, it would be risky for me not to target the Snorlax. Yeah, it would be risky for me not to target the Snorlax. Oh, what do you think? I'm tempted. I'm really tempted to go for an Instruct. Return into the Celesteela. Good, yeah. Called that one. So Snorlax does Protect there. And okay, so he double protects. That's annoying. I thought I had him then. Because we could have, like the combination of these 2 +6 returns would have knocked the Celesteela out. He wouldn't have had any more Leech Seeds or any annoying business like that. I mean, even still, unless he's got like Pulverizing Pancake or something, I don't think he's going to be able to knock out my Snorlax before I get an attack off here. And I will be able to just get Trick Room up again. So this is going to be a longer game, I think, but hopefully still a good game. And this turn, yeah, definitely return into his Snorlax. Yeah, it would have been nice if I got that off. I mean, I suppose, as far as he's concerned, what did the Celesteela have to fear there? Maybe he just knew how, or suspected that I could, you know, instruct him into that. So he ever slams into the Oranguru, actually. Okay, and returns into the Oranguru as well. Okay, so yeah, I get him. So this is, yeah, so this is going to, yeah, he's got the game, hasn't he? Because he can just, he can bring in his Rain now, and we haven't seen his last Pokemon, but it's probably something like Golduck. We are going to see his last Pokemon now, because he's not going to bring in his Pelipper this turn. And yeah, yeah, I'm pretty certain that he will have this game. I mean, we'll play it out obviously, but we've seen the Tapu Koko already, haven't we? What am I thinking? I'm losing my concentration clearly. Yeah, I mean, a Thunderbolt might even knock my Snorlax out. I mean, which one is the Tapu Koko going to target? How does he want to play this? Because if he Thunderbolts and brings in the Pelipper, okay, so I'm going to go for a Flamethrower into the Tapu Koko, and I'm going to protect the Snorlax, hoping that it is the Snorlax that he's Thunderbolting here. So, protect the Celesteela. What are you going to do with Tapu Koko? We're about to find out. Thunderbolt into the Snorlax. Okay. So, we're at a 2-on-2 position now. But he's going to bring in his Pelipper and, you know, threaten my Torkoal. So, I wonder if a Heavy Slam and Scald will knock out my Snorlax. Because I can see him doing that. Actually. I mean, my Torkoal will win 1-on-1 versus his Celesteela. Or will it? Because he can just Leech Seed and Protect and do all that lot. I mean, if Snorlax will survive a combination of attacks and I can knock the Pelipper out, then I can just Protect and win the game that way, I think. But I do think these two attacks will knock the Snorlax out, but I have just protected the Snorlax, so I can't protect it again, so it's not like I can stop him from doing that. So if Snorlax gets double targeted, it's potentially going to go down. If I protect on it with Torkoal or not, it doesn't really make any difference, because I need Snorlax to survive to win. So I will protect Torkoal here. And, oh heck. I need to return the Pelipper. I didn't actually make my moves there. So I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Snorlax is going to do something. Hopefully these attacks are going to knock the Snorlax out then, because that'd be a bit embarrassing if it didn't. Snorlax survives, and it returns into the Pelipper. This DS. How did it do that? How did it do that? How did it pick their moves for me? That's what I wanted to do, but how did it pick that for me? Okay, so Return is the top move on my Snorlax, but how did it know to select the Pelipper? That's what I wanted to happen, but I didn't actually pick the moves. My DS is controlled by psychic waves, clearly. I mean, yeah, so the game is not over yet. Torkoal, I mean, it's going to have to deal with the Celesteela. How many turns of rain have we got? Plenty. Okay. We did just protect, so we can't protect again. So, I'm going to Erupt this turn. And ooh, well that'll help. That'll. I mean, I suspect I'll win this, but that does make it a lot easier. I don't know. Will I win though? I might not. Just because. I mean, I'll make my moves because timer and everything. Yeah, I mean, if he leech seeded me, leech seeds, leftovers, protect, leech seed, blah 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 blah. So it would, I guess, it would come down to how much damage over the course of time leech seed would do to Torkoal, and how much flamethrower would do when rain does go down. So now I will erupt again, just because it's not heavy slamming, and eruption has got more power than a flamethrower here. It is single target after all as well. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting end, as far as Celesteela leech seeding can be interesting, I suppose. Yeah, okay, so we're going to get to the point soon when Flamethrower will do more than Eruption. And okay, Rain will be ending soon though. He is just going to protect with his Celesteela now though. What am I looking at? Rain turns. Okay, so this is the last turn of Rain. I will just Flamethrower here though, but he will be protecting. Rain will be ending though. Oh no, he's not. Okay, so he's heavy slamming me. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's gonna protect next turn because he recognizes this is the last turn of Rain. Okay, so Rain stops. Yeah, I'm fairly sure I've won the game now, because if he protects, it doesn't really matter. Heavy Slam's not gonna knock me out after another round of Leech Seed, and I can just Flamethrower nicely. So maybe that Leech Seed missing did matter, because, I mean, well, maybe it didn't, because it just means that he would have got, a couple more rounds of Leech Seed on me, than he has now, so maybe it didn't really matter. Maybe Torkoal was always going to win this one-on-one. So there you go, welcome to, this is one of the sites of, VGC 17, isn't it, Celesteela? I've never actually, I mean, say never, you've pretty much seen almost all my games on Battlespot that I've played, to be honest, and I've never been a part of a Celesteela sort of stall war. Yeah, I guess he had to go for the double protect, because if he did get another round of Leech Seed recovery, he might have been able to survive this Flamethrower. So maybe him missing that Leech Seed did matter, but if I care or not, is a completely different question. I'm just glad to have won that game. So yeah, so a really quick first game, and a slightly more tactical, like another Rain matchup like we had at the beginning of last week, which is quite interesting. But it's nice to win it. Maybe we did get a little bit fortunate with that Leech Seed, but I don't care. I'm glad to win. So to be honest, so especially against boring sort of Leech Seed stuff like that. So thanks a lot for watching this, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this. Please feel free to like and share and do a lot. So thank you very much, and goodbye for now.